Before I started my scrapbooking process for week number 7, I wanted to show you how I organized my Project Life cards. I have this box from IKEA. It's called a Tiena box and it is divided. I left out one divider so that I was able to fit in 4x6 cards, and 3x4 cards fit in well as really nicely here too. And so what I did was I went through and sorted them into different categories. So the first one is called months, and I have cards in there that have the name of the month in there. Hello February, March stories. Currently, there's nothing in here right now. Title cards, cards that would work well as a title. Backgrounds, so that I could mount photos on this. Seasons. Spring is the nature's way of, and summer stories documented. Then I have holidays, where we have Easter stories, for instance. Another one with Easter. Filler cards. They could work as backgrounds, but they could also stand alone. Quotes. And prompts. Prompts is everything that has some invitation to journal about a special things, like things I want to remember or goals. You and me. They said what? So this is the 4x6s, and in those categories, especially with the backgrounds and not the seasons, the quotes and the prompts and the holidays, I decided to sort them by color, which this one isn't right now. Oh, I just added in some new ones. So I need to sort those in. They start with white and gray backgrounds, and then go to yellow, orange, pink, purple, blues and teals, green, brown, and then in the back there is colorful and black. And this is what I sorted all of those cards into. And the same thing I did for the 3x4 cards. And yeah, I have journaling cards that have journaling prompt. This one is hard to determine whether it has a prompt or not. This is very generic. You could use it for everything, so it went in here. A prompt for me was something that has, take a look, it's in a book. So this is very specific. Whereas remember this could work everywhere. Or sun please, yes please, and thank you. So those are quite specific prompts. What's this one? I'm not kidding. Whereas if there is some wording in here, this would work for every journaling spot. And that's the difference between journaling cards in 3x4 and prompts. I'm hoping that it's not too shaky for you. And then I have seasons, months, again, holidays, currently cards, and specialty cards. That's cards that are vellum, or this one is a cutout. Filler cards and backgrounds. I did not make a distinction between quotes and filler cards in this one because I don't know why, just because. Okay, so if you have any questions about my system here, please leave a comment in the description box below. And yeah, this is complete sets of kits that I still have left over. I haven't sorted them into this yet because I decided that I was going to use those to journal or to make one spread in my catching up of 2016, and once I'm done using this, or once I did the video, then I will sort them into the different categories.
Alright, so let's start with the Project Life process, and the first thing was testing out the new system. Um, yeah, judge for yourself. Did it go faster or not? I definitely had an easier time finding the cards I was looking for. It still took quite some time, more time than I had anticipated. I wasn't sure on the color scheme that I wanted to use, so when I was looking through all of the cards, I picked cards for each of the color schemes. So you saw me pick this colorful card as a title card, and then I had this blue one as an alternative card, and then I picked my cards based on those two colors. I looked for cards that would be the teal color that was in the multicolored card, this rusty red. I didn't really go into the green color, but the yellow I really liked, and so I still had to look through several different piles of cards. I wanted to have one filler card for the 3x4 cards. I was looking for a background for this card here, and I thought I was going to use a rusty red one, but the photo just didn't pop as much as I had hoped for. So that is probably what was throwing me off most of all. Even the more of this, which would have really worked well with a photo, just didn't really go. It was too dark, too similarly colored. That definitely threw me off. Then I created a card, a filler card with the more of this card, and I did not like it, but you will see later on. So this is where I'm at right now. I can't decide on anything that I want to do with a card at the bottom, and so I decided to just leave it and move on with those things that I know for sure. So you can see, yeah, I'm swapping things around. I'm not as so when I did a weekly spread before, I usually kept my photos in the exact order that they occurred during the week. This is something new for me, switching them up. It doesn't really matter if the first photo really occurred on Monday and the last one on Sunday. It all happened in the same week, and that I still need to get adjusted to that. That's hard for my head to wrap my head around. It is totally okay. It makes many of the photos or spreads look more cohesive if I'm open to swapping things. But yeah, it's something that I need to get adjusted to. Now I'm looking through my box of embellishments, and as with my Project Life cards, I only have one box of embellishments or die cuts. All of the things that are lying on my desk, and I am determined to go through them frequently, maybe every 4 weeks, to say that it's similar to a kit. Let's say I'm working with the same kinds of embellishments for a month, and then I'm really rigorously purging the things that are in there. Why haven't I used them yet? Well, because first of all, many of them there's just so many in there, but some I just pick and then I don't use them. And so those I need to get rid of after maybe 4 weeks of trying to use them. I had several cork embellishments in my stash, and I decided I was going to use them on this spread, and that is exactly what I did. And as you just saw me do right now, I also pulled out my tiny stapler. It's not a tiny attacher, it's just an American Crafts stapler with tiny staples, and I am going to use the heck out of the stapler this week. I'm going to staple on almost every card. I added the LE Studio Delish die cut right on top of the Let's Do This or Love This or something like that. And then I drew some hand-drawn lines, and then I journaled. And this is where I really like the chipboard sticker that says love this, I think, or spread love, something like that. This is the Valentine's week. We made Valentines for the kids, and I really wanted to also, I had the idea to add a filler card that focused on the fact that we need to spread more love. And that is what I am. So on the photo, I added a label and this cork piece that just told that I'm so thankful for Pinterest and people who provide us with free printables, so that I was able to help my kids make some Valentines for their classes or classmates. And then I worked on the photo. I cut it down to fit into the frame, added some phrase stickers, and then I journaled underneath the photo up. And then I am trying to use a white Jelly Roll pen, and I don't really have luck with this pen. I tried it last week and it didn't work, and I thought it was the paper, but it didn't work on this photo as well. So now I have the second photo card that I need to fix. I had actually intended to just add the chipboard sticker up top and then journal on the dark, is it a tree? I think it's a tree or some kind of rock, and write with my white Jelly Roll pen that my son went rock climbing or bouldering for the very first time in open nature. But unfortunately, it didn't happen. So I went through my box full of labels, and that is really the best thing I have. I'm adding all the labels that I have left over. Every label that I own is in there, and I found this olive green one, which actually then picks up on the color of the title card again. And I'm just covering up the Jelly Roll pen, and then I'm adding those tile stickers. Those came actually in the Cocoa Daisy Planner add-on kit. There is tiny tile alphabet stickers in every one of those planner add-on kits. They are not really, there's not very many letters on there, but they are so useful, and there's so many different colors. Every month there is a different color, and it's just, I love it. And when I don't really use them for my planner, sometimes I do, sometimes I don't, they are really perfect to use up in Project Life. So I'm adding there is this details here card, I think. I'm adding one of the geotags. This is also from a Cocoa Daisy planner kit, and a cloud cork piece. And then I'm adding, words. I'm decorating right on top of the photo, and I wanted to add this banner, but you know me and banners, we don't really go along. And I really liked the AM, and so I just cut it out, fuzzy cut it, and added it there. And what I was trying to do is find a phrase that works right on this photo, but I found phrases that worked on other photos, so I stuck them down and then went on working on it. I pulled out the other phrase sticker sheet, and those two I used on one more project, and then I decided it's time to let them go, and I just purged them. And I'm actually feeling quite okay with the fact that I did purge something that is not completely finished. I have so much more supplies in my stash, and it's not hurting me. I pulled those, so now I'm working on my title card. You saw me earlier when I went through all of my box of embellishments. What I'm doing lately, I haven't done this before. Usually I worked on each card separately. Is I usually go through all of the die cuts, and everything that I think might work on one certain card, I just place it there. And then I can see, do I have a circle theme? Do I have hearts? what is it that is a theme? What am I going to use? What am I not going to use? I found a label, a yellow one that I thought I might be using on this card. And now I am using this sticker sheet that I think I was done, that I purged as well, because there is actually not really much left. And I am butchering all the different letters to create letters that I actually need. So I had the W, the K. I didn't have an S. I was going to spell out 7 because there is no numbers on the sticker sheet. So I used the question mark and made an S. Then I used 2 B's. I cut off the what do you call it? The vertical line for the B, and then used the boops of the B. Turned upside down as E's. Since I had 2 E's and more than 1 B, I used the same E, so it's not really noticeable. And then I had a V and an N, and so I was able to spell out week 7. I'm adding the label up on the right corner. I'm adding some staples, and I think I really like the way this balances out. Now I'm going to add a time date stamp. Wow, my brains aren't working. And I'm adding a puffy heart because I noticed that I use this colorful heart in the title card, but I'm not using any more hearts anywhere else. No, that's not true. I think there is a heart on the photo, and I make sure that I'm using more hearts. Now I'm going to work on this last card. No, that's not true. There's one more card left, but this was giving me the hardest time ever. I just didn't know what to do. I really liked the more of this. It didn't work. I wanted to use the chipboard, and I wanted to use more of this, and then I trimmed it down, but it still looked not right. Just didn't look right. I think maybe if I had used it like a tag maybe and had it hang over the bottom, maybe that would have worked, but it just, I can't even tell you how much I didn't like this card. But I'm determined to use everything that I make, and so I'm just going with this for the moment. But when I'm going over to my whiteboard to photograph the spread, I just can't live with this card, and I decide to redo it. And if you have been watching my process videos, seems to be one card in every weekly spread that just doesn't turn out the way I want it to turn out, and that I am redoing. And if you, Heba, are watching this, she says she's keeping everything in. She's not redoing cards. I am redoing cards because I have so many supplies. It doesn't really matter. And if I have a better idea, I'm definitely going for it. I'm not going to go in after and redoing a whole spread, but if something just doesn't work and I find something that works better, I'm definitely doing it. So this is the spread. I really like the remade filler card. It's much better. It took me about 5 seconds to make it. Don't know why it took me so long to make the first one. Thank you so much for watching. There is a couple of more videos on screen right now. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I really appreciate each and every comment. If you have any questions, leave them below. I'll happily answer them. And I will see you in my next video. Until then, bye.